Let's remind ourselves of the way they're lining up today. Leeds, first of all, plenty of eye-catching talent in that Leeds lineup. Tom Briscoe, the number 2, one of only 2 survivors from Leeds' last appearance here back in 2015. A day on which he scored a record-breaking 5 tries, of course. So he's got a record to keep up today. Well, Salford, as we know, a positive COVID test has cruelly ruled out Dan Sargison, but fullback Niall Evans, the club's most prolific try-scorer in the Super League era, comes back from a month-long calf injury. So many stories there. We'll reveal those as the match goes on. So many reasons why they feel they should be winners here today, but Leeds have their stories too. And we have what we think is the youngest referee that a Challenge Cup final has seen, 25-year-old Liam Moore. He refereed a schools curtain raiser here in 2013. And now Rugby League's new inclusive diversity and anti-discrimination action plan. By the sport, for the sport. It's Rugby League versus discrimination. Tackling it as a team effort is the message behind the taking of the knee in that respect.
Okay, Reece.
Well, normally we ask, how do you handle the thunderous atmosphere? Today the question is, how do you perform with that one? These two sides boasting 12 Wembley veterans between them, who've shared 23 finals, but this is like no other final. A first in 51 years for the outsider Salford. Leeds looking for a 14th Challenge Cup success. Whatever happens, we'll always remember this cup final. So many things are different today, but one thing remains the same. This should be a cracking game of rugby league.
Yeah, and it is all about what happens on the field of play. It's 17 against 17, ultimately with use of the interchanges, and it will be who can cope with this surreal atmosphere the best. The last time the Salford team were at Wembley 51 years ago, 97,000 plus. Now, 0.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. But ultimately, you know, you've got to create your own atmosphere on the field. Communication will be good. I think Leeds start as clear favourites in the bookies, but I think Salford, they hang on in there and they've got great footballers. So I think this will be a very, very close encounter.
Salford in the red, Leeds in the blue. Here's a little chip and chase by Leeds' Luke Gale. And that's a good kick as well towards that in-goal area. Good finish from the opening set from Leeds' point of view, and it could get even better here, but ground is just about held on that occasion by Kristen Inu. But hard work to do for Salford from here on.
Well, it's the recipe, wasn't it, that used in the semi-final. They looked after the ball, they limited the errors, ended the set with some real quality kicking from Luke Gale, and that's just as they've set off with this first set of 6 from the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, it was a great recipe in the semi-final. You know, they just totally dominated Wigan. You know, the kicking game was fantastic. So, you know, so why change it? They might be a little bit more expansive in these conditions, but I'm sure they'll stick to the same tactic as the semi-final.
Well, there's the first mistake. First mistake of the day. It's a knock on by Tyrone McCarthy. So it has given Leeds possession back. Again, there's a lot of people watching this who know rugby league inside out, but there'll be people tuning in who might be watching their first game of rugby league this year. Well, there are no scrums, and because of the COVID issue, it cuts down on the amount of face-to-face contact. So instead of a scrum, it's a simple handover, and Leeds get to play the ball and have a chance to have a go in these early stages.
And although, Dave, there was an error there, it was interesting to see Salford, that they'll have taken note to the semi-final, and Wigan could not get out of their own end because of Leeds' tight, aggressive defence. And they looked to try and shift it, did not work at that point in time, and that's why they've got this first opportunity, the Rhinos, to poach some points.
Leeming coming out of dummy half. Gales comes to this left-hand side. Myler's involved, so too is Liam Sutcliffe. Salford's defence is working hard. 5 away now. Handley pumps it back towards the middle, and it's Gale this time who knocks it on. A looped pass, a withering look from Luke Gale, and a smile. But that was a chance for Leeds.
Yeah, it was an opportunity, first attacking opportunity. Poor pass, you know, from the base of the play of the ball. You wouldn't be happy with that. But I agree with John. You know, Salford will come to play. You know, although they just spread the ball from the first kick-off, they looked for space the last play of the ball when they made the error, but they created numbers. So they try and move the big Leeds pack around.
It's Rhys Williams up towards that 20-metre mark, and Salford now beginning to put him in a bit of a grunt here to get themselves downfield as quickly as they possibly can. Dummy half is Joey Lussick, the man who scored the match-levelling try in the semi-final. Christian Inu kicked the goal. It's an odd quirk of statistics between these two sides. Salford have only led in the Challenge Cup this year for 6 minutes. Golden point extra time win against Catalan, and when they scored the try that won it, it was the first time they were in the lead. And the try against Warrington in the semi-final, and then the conversion, was the first time they've been in the lead in that, and that was 6 minutes before the end. So they are a team who this year have clearly developed a mentality of taking it to the end.
Yeah, they won't go away, but conversely as well, Leeds have been absolutely outstanding in the first halves of their Challenge Cup games, and you know, they've really put teams to the sword previously. So it will be interesting to see how Salford cope with the Leeds onslaught that they've had in previous rounds.
Yeah, Leeds have yet to concede a point in the first half of their cup ties this year. 30-0 they led against OKR, 20-0 at half-time against Wigan. So their strength is in the first half. Salford's strength has been in the second half. It all adds up to what should be a very good competition. Six tackle is the next, so Gale puts boot to ball. Evans underneath it, and up he goes and catches. And Salford back in possession, 15 from their own line.
Good pressure there on Gale. You could see Brown chasing him down. They're not going to give him the time to just place the kicks ever and put themselves under pressure.
Conversely as well, Jonathan, a great chase, wasn't it? Although Evans fielded the ball, it was a very good chase, and that was tackle one of a set of six already gone simply by claiming the ball.
There's Flanagan, who retires at the end of this season. There's a kick from Lussick out of dummy half, but it's an easy take for Myler, and Leeds can begin to bring it back in the shape of Handley. Salford are up there to close things down. It's a weird atmosphere, isn't it? I know you back at home are hearing the effects that we're putting onto this, the fake effects. And when we just slip off the headphones, it's absolutely silent inside Wembley, apart from we can hear the players on the pitch. And we're up in the gods at Wembley Stadium.
They could probably hear us, so we better make sure we share some good things.
They've got a few seats to climb over to give you a punch, John, if they don't like what they hear, so don't worry about that. Leeds looking to develop. Robert Louis, former Salford player, of course, former Salford hero. Gale with a kick. But it's an easy take by Inu.
Once again, as Jonathan picked out earlier, there was pressure on Luke Gale. They have obviously come here, Salford, and they're not going to let Luke Gale manage this game as he wishes. He's going to have to play really well to have the same impact on the final as he had in the semi-final.
Lussick bringing it away to Ilolahea. He moved to Salford when Louis went the other way, so the pair of them feel they have maybe something to prove to their former teammates here today. Salford beginning to build. First real sets inside or close to the insides of their opponent's half, and Inu's away on that left-hand side. The kick back towards the middle. Evans with a juggle, and it's taken instead by Gale. It's a zero tackle, and Leeds have it back again.
Oh, some fantastic rugby league down the left-hand side there of the Salford Red Devils. It was Kevin Brown who created that space on the outside. Real lovely play. And then look at the hands from Evans to Wellham, and it just gave Inu that bit of time, chipped inside, and if Evans could have taken that, that would have been an absolute screamer of a try.
And that's what they will do. They will, you know, create the opportunities. Brown will see the mismatch, try and put this guy into space. The kick was just a little bit too high from him. Brilliant move, but just shows what Salford can do when we give them the opportunity. First time they've had a chance in the Leeds half.
Ian Watson, with what's now becoming the familiar bandana around the face. It's been a year of bandanas, hasn't it? And face masks. Six tackle. Gale with a probing high one again. Williams was there, and Evans is the man who takes it safely. But it's nip and tuck at the moment.
It's been a very good opening, very competitive opening, and some high quality as well. from both sides.
And it has. I think Leeds again. Look where they've ended that set, deep in their own 20-metre area for Salford.
Here's Lussick out of dummy half. Just looking at the fringes of that Leeds line. Smash and grab down the middle by Mossop with a big push as well. He's had a hairy weekly, Mossop. Him and Mark Flanagan both having inconclusive tests for COVID at the start of the week, but thankfully from their point of view they came up negative second time around, and that kick is looking absolutely delicious. If it had stayed in, it would have been even better.
Yeah, he just wanted that to just check one bounce. But again, look where they've start the set, Leeds.
And there's really a lot of work coming down the left-hand side of Salford, at the right-hand side of the Leeds defence, whether it's a ploy to tie out Robert Louis or because of Kevin Brown's dominance. But it's certainly working very well for Salford in this first 10 minutes, and that's a sublime kick there. But if it could have stayed in, it'd have been a 10 out of 10. Yeah. As it was, it's a 9 out of 10.
Very good set, though, isn't it? Very good set.
I think it's Sam Manafanga who's getting a bit of treatment here in back play, which is why we've got a bit of a hold-up. And by the way, has there been a more eclectic geographical mix in a front row of any cup final team than that Leeds are putting out today? Sam Manafanga born in Wellington, New Zealand, but then you've got Leeming, Cruz Leeming, born in Swaziland, and Mikołaj Oleczki, who's born in Gdansk in Poland. And they say it's a northern sport. Robbie Hunter-Paul, I think you've got something to tell us.
Yeah, one of the interesting aspects of this game, we were talking about the way Leeds Rhinos can unlock their Salford defences. Cruz Leeming jumping out acting up. In the semi-final, by the 10-minute mark, he had carried the ball 6 or 7 times. He's only carried it twice in these opening 10 minutes. He's going to need to step up that game.
I think that's the dominance of the Leeds forwards against Wigan. I think he was just at an armchair ride, whereas Salford have fronted up.
Yeah, they've been controlling the ruck, Jonathan, and
yes.
if Salford control the ruck, he won't be able to take off. He needs a broken, as Brian Noble called it, a chaotic ruck, so that he can play on the back of that.
First penalty, really. Again, high tackle, clumsy tackle, really. No intent there by Mossop. Just watch. Steps him, does him, then the arm just slips up, cops him on the chin. This will be a real serious opportunity now for Leeds. A full set in the Salford 20.
Yeah, the first penalty after 10 minutes, so in a well-disciplined game.
So what an opportunity here for Leeds. A chance to strike. Oleczki. 20 away, right in front of the sticks. Options right and left. Leeming is going to go right. He's slamming in, great offload as well. Leeming brings it out. It's back with Mellor put down. They're creeping closer. Salford defending almost back on their own line at the moment. Leeming slipping it away to Oleczki, who just slams it in again. He's twisted, and they try to slow it down as much as they possibly can. Still tackles in the bag. Leeming out to Louis. Louis with an athletic attempt at the line. Leeming quickly out there. They've got numbers. Harrell gets it away, and it's going to be another cup final try for Tom Briscoe. They're having a look at this. He thinks it's a try on the field, but this prolific Wembley try scorer might have just done it again. Well, let's hear from Ben Thaler, our video referee.
Okay, the live call on field is a try, so just looking for the touchline. Ball comes out of his hands backwards. Right, it's that I need to look at. When he takes possession of the ball, is his foot in the field of play? I'm going to need a different angle on that one. It's just that bit where it goes there. Pause. Right, can you rock and roll that from the other side? Because it does look... Right. But I need to go back on that, because it's when he just takes possession. Can you just keep going on that one then? Pause it there, go down again. It was before that, so can we go? This might help. So he's in the field of play there. There, just go again, stop it there. You can clearly see green there. So there is green, carry it on from there. He's not on the touchline, keep it going, there was green. He's still in the field of play. The live call, of course, is a try. And I just need to make sure the ball is grounded which it is. And that's going to be a try.
Well, the old cliche is it's a game of millimetres at times, and that was absolutely a game of millimetres. Tom Briscoe somehow keeping that boot away from the line. 5 times a try scorer in 2015. He got one the year before as well. That's 7 tries he's now scored at Wembley, and the opening try in 2020.
But what the pass! What a pass by Herrell. He is such a big lad, right? And he attracts so much attention, especially near the try line. Just watch on the replay. They all congregate around him. He gets the pass away. You know, it's a winger's dream to play outside someone like that. Beautiful pass. He did well to keep in the field of play. But again, the attraction that Herrell gets, and then he slips the ball away. Brilliant centre play.
Reece Martin with the conversion attempt from the touchline. Nobody here to put him off or cheer him on. Just a pure moment of concentration in a cup final to try and give his side a 6-0 lead. And I think he's just pushed it. Well, he's hit the post and it's fallen in. So, well, they're working on the margins here, Leeds, whether they're scoring tries or kicking goals. They're taking it to the very edges.
And look at Inu, had to come at Conrad Herrell, but he's renowned as a powerhouse, is Herrell. And what he's got here is sublime skill to balance that power. And that really is a peach of a pass. And just as John's indicated, it must be an absolute dream for Tom Briscoe to be stood outside Conrad Herrell.
So skillful. He saw Inu, and as soon as Inu turned inside to go for him, right, he put the ball into his right hand and flipped it. Brilliant play.
Well, 3rd cup tie of the year, 3rd time that Salford have been behind. They will know that they are more than capable of keeping in this fight, but Leeds given a boost.
But again, so important of discipline. You know, Woodsy, the penalty, the first penalty, they have a full set, you know, near the try line, and they pay the penalty for it.
There's Louis at a dummy half, and Herrell comes charging forward again. Look at him, look how many it takes.
That's the other side of his game.
Leaning stands and waits again. He's going to go and skip and have a look at what's ahead of him. Salford line closes up, some valuable yards gained. They're on the final tackle here though in this set. It's with Gale. They tried to get to him, but he got the kick away. Williams underneath it. It hits his chest and knocks him over, but he's kept it safe. And Salford start again close to their own line. And they've done this a lot so far, John Keir, started close to their own line.
Yeah, it is credit to the Leeds kicking game, because despite the pressure that they've obviously been instructed to put on the main Leeds kicker, Luke Gale, they're continually buying that field position and continually challenging Salford to bring it from their own end.
I think they're making great yards, aren't they? The Leeds forwards, once again, they're getting way over the halfway line, which makes it easier for the kicker.
It's all a bit lateral at the moment, isn't it? But now they have an option because it's in the hands of Watkins, who keeps it alive nicely enough. Williams, but they're swarming. Leeds' defence is swarming. Salford just don't have the go forward in them at the moment. And look at this again. They're not making any metres. And in the end, it's up to an unlikely character to kick it downfield.
It was 9 levels, wasn't it? And it was just a made-up end, and I think that came from the play before. There was a couple of offloads in. They finished towards the sideline. Much easier then to close the kicker down. That's what Leeds did, and that once again has given Leeds that great field position in the Salford half.
They are dominating at the moment.
Yep, once again.
15 of those minutes played. Just that one try, but Leeds all over this 2020 Cup final as it stands. Myler switches it left to Hanley. Hanley cuts back on the inside. His old mate Callum Watkins is the big blocking presence that stands in his way. Here comes Gale again. Now it's with Robert Louis. They want to go to the right-hand side, but Salford are not going to let them. Some determined defending from them this time. And on the last play, Gale again inevitably. Little stubbed boot to that. Up it goes. It's anybody's ball. I think it's carried back by Salford in their own goal. And it will be... Oh, it's a knock-on. It's a knock-on, so it's handover. Salford gets some relief.
Yeah, another lovely little kick. Hangs it up in the air. But again, it's just the field position that Leeds find themselves. It's an armchair right for Gale. The forwards have just laid the platform once again. And I think defensively they're strong as well, so they're going a little bit lateral. The Salford players are. They've got to try and go forward first, and if have a little bit of patience. Plenty of time left in this game.
Well, it's a pretty simple but effective kicking plan for the Rhinos. The buying field position with distance kick, but when they're in the Salford half on the line, everyone's a contest, and it stresses the defence out when it's constantly like that.
This is Dudson, Gil Dudson, charging forward. Lussick, dummy half again, but it's a while before the ball is played back to him. Mossop now will just take it on again, but Leeds dancing him around. So they're struggling as Salford at the moment, struggling to get out of their half. They need a break badly. Leeds are quite happy to keep the foot on the throat.
And Dudson's struggling at the moment. He's holding a shoulder to help their cause.
6 again. A lot of hair, just puts it up high in the air and hopes. Wellens chasing it, but underneath it, safely enough, is Briscoe, the try scorer.
But again, Dave, they had to kick from virtually a sideline. The Leeds end of sets are really controlled, whereas Salford's tended to be a little bit made up, and that's the difference in the quality of the outcome.
And also where they're kicking from, John. They were kicking from the 40-metre area there, whereas Leeds are kicking in Salford's half.
Taken in by Sutcliffe. Chirego looking on. Normally we admire the suits and the boots. Today we're admiring the face masks. All the different designs. Leeming races in. Brad Dwyer on the bench, of course, who will be taking over from Leeming at some point during the game, you'd imagine, to add a little bit of extra zip as well. They've got that option to Leeds. Now it's with Gale again. Ball bounces end over end in the air, but that's superbly taken by Colin Watkins, and Evans is involved, and here comes Rhys Williams, and Williams is away. He's going to take some stopping. Lewis going to do his best, but he's under the sticks here. He's heading for the goal line, and Rhys Williams, with a try from nothing, has got Salford right back in it.
I tell you what, that is a brilliant try. The awareness of Callum Watkins to take the ball under pressure, get the pass away. Now, we've said from the start, they have come here to play and they will chance their arm. But what a brilliant, brilliant finish by the Salford players there. Just watch, under pressure, kick is up. It's a good kick. Great take. Just watch this. Awareness, 2 passes, and he's away. What a try.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jonathan, if this ground would have been full, every single person would have been on their feet admiring the skill level and the decision-making of that counter-attack from the Salford Red Devils. And it's great to see the Welsh Dragon, Rhys Williams, there racing over just by the sideline. You enjoyed that, Jonathan, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. What the awareness of being under pressure was fantastic. And you're right, John. A full Wembley, that would have been a fantastic, fantastic cheer by everyone.
What a try. What a try. Rhys Williams, he's the all-time Welsh record try scorer. 21 times he's done something similar to that in his 26 appearances in the Red of Wales, but it's that in the Red of Salford that is boosting into the heavens at the moment. Kristen Inu with a chance to pull it back level. 2 wingers with 2 very different tries, but each of them so very, very memorable. Inu steadies himself here. He's taking his time. And well he might, because it's a big occasion. Over it goes. So we're back with parity, 6 points apiece with 20 minutes played.
Yeah, you had Hurrell for the first strike, but then you had Callum Watkins and Evans, just the awareness from deep in their own half to put this man away.
But when there's a highlights reel of great Challenge Cup tries, that's going to be in amongst them, It really has. A full 90-odd metres the Salford Red Devils covered with that, with sublime skill and opportunities. Great work.
Well, we featured the great Clive Sullivan, didn't we, in a couple of weeks ago, and that try he scored in the World Cup, of course, at an empty stadium in Paris. And that was similar in terms of distance covered at an empty stadium in London by Rhys Williams. And we're all scoring again at 6-6. And just repeat the first points. Oh, he's lost that. First points that Leeds have conceded in the first half of a Challenge Cup tie this year.
Clear the ruck on the call.
Well, that's one penalty each this time.
Stay behind, boys.
And, I think the Leeds players there we could hear them calling that a knock-on. But referee Liam Ball felt otherwise. And that's resulted in the first penalty for Salford. But see, he's trying to regather. And he hasn't cleared the ruck. And his ruck does play a part in Mossop losing the ball. So well done, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, left his foot in it, didn't he?
Liam Moore from Wigan, and we're racking our brains before. I think he's the first referee from Wigan to referee a final since 1950, we're told. So there's another little bit of history for the man in black today. Liam Moore, the youngest cup final referee, we reckon. Lussack for Salford. It's taken back down the middle by Tyrone McCarthy. Great Wembley record he's got. He played for Warrington back in 2009, only his third ever senior game that day.
Well taken.
Good hands.
Yeah, I think Kevin Brown wanted a wider line there, didn't he, off Greenwood, and they just didn't quite combine together as effectively.
Dudson studding it forward. You can hear the effort. The sinew-on-sinew type collision that takes place. Last play here. Kevin Brown just measures the kick, puts it high in the air, and who's underneath it? He got hands to it, but he's knocked it on, and it's Briscoe who picks it up for Leeds, and he can cause some damage here as he runs it back to that 20-metre mark.
Oh yeah, that's deployed the views very effectively, isn't it? Kicking for Christian Inu, and Leeds fully aware of that. 4 Leeds defenders there against the 1 Salford attacker, and that's the reason they defuse the problem.
Yeah, he's very good under the high ball, offensively and defensively. He's just a solid player, you know.
Back, boys, hold. Goal 2.
He's leaving again to the right. Simon Afangai carries it almost to the halfway line. The ex-Cronulla man, Eva Simon Afangai, and now Leeds beginning to make familiar inroads, but they are beginning also to run out of tackles here. Just a couple left in this set. A look, and then an effort made by Matt Pryor, the Australian. Gale with a chip towards the corner, but Eddles is there to cover it. Rhys Williams was wanting it on the inside again. Maybe he thought there was a bit more 90-yard glory to be had, but not on that occasion. Lollahea.
And again, a good set. Look at the finish. You know, everything is, you know, so good so far by Leeds. You know, it's a great game of rugby league.
Williams again has a look, takes them all, disappears underneath 3 defenders. Watkins was there. Lussack moves him out of the way. Here comes Callum Watkins. Looking forward, as he told us before, to this match as much as he's looked forward to any game in that 12-year career. Last play to go here. Lussack. Brown. Up it goes. It's spiralling, so it's a difficult one to take. And having said that, that was brilliant from Myler.
It really was, because the ball was spiraling about in this empty stadium, and Myler had to adjust. You see there, he has to pin it, go backwards, catches it over his shoulder. It's a very difficult skill to execute.
I'll tell you what, if that happened in the Indian Premier League, the IPL, there'd been fireworks going off, that kind of a catch. They'd have been playing it, play again. But this is rugby league. It's an everyday occurrence, catching balls like that. Here comes Cuthbertson, another of the veterans from 2015. Just him and Briscoe survived from that 5 years ago Leeds side. Myler's quick hands. This is good from Leeds. Out towards Handley, but Lollahea is there to cover. Last tackle is the next. Gale kicks it, rattles it, pinball-like at the man in front of him. Donaldson was offside.
Well, that's the first time Leeds have kicked the ball from a sideline. And because of that, the pressure was on Gale. And it was really, really good. There, the pressure which forced the poor kick.
Just on the back of Salford getting the ball and making a few changes. One of the luxuries we have would have been an empty stadium. We can hear a lot of things. We just had Ikahihi for Paulie and Burke, all 3 of them talking about the need for the forwards to go forward. So expect their big boys to come off the bench and start charging into that Leeds Rhinos forward pack.
Here's Woody. Lussack. This is Burke. Greg Burke. Former Wigan and Witness man. Lussick out of dummy half, and Brown now towards that left-hand side, and they're making numbers over there as well, and Evans is making inroads as well, and he gets the offload. And they just about keep possession. Still a couple of tackles to go here. That's a bit messy. But they're allowed to get up and play it now. There's Yates, another of the Australians on the field. New to Salford this year, Luke Yates, but he's been a really good player for them. Evans now cuts down the middle. Little chip and a chance, but it's taken by Myler instead, and he returns with interest.
Why, oh why? Why didn't he look to his left? A man in support. It was beautifully crafted from Kevin Brown to release Evans, but rather than the chip over the top, he had a man on his left-hand side.
Brilliant. Just watch this. You know, good communication, inside ball. He's chased it too much. I think, you know what's on there?
Chris Wellham, wasn't it?
Or a dummy kick. Dummy kick, pulls the ball back in.
Plenty for him to be writing notes about in this first half.
So it's plenty for most coaches.
Penalty for offside.
I love the contrast in style, John.
Yeah, very much so.
Up and down Leeds are solid, you know, really good yardage, good kicking game, good positional play. And then Salford are just chancing their arm a little bit, you know, the offloads, the clever trickery from, you know, Brown. It's an intriguing encounter.
This is a big set for Salford, though, defensively, because it's a great field position for Leeds to start in. And as we've seen, they are very good at scoring from within the opposition 20 metres.
It's a great cup final. Here's Cuthbertson marauding forward again. Finding ground, 5 away, leaving weights. They're coming at numbers again. It's a head down and a charge. I think it's Donaldson underneath all of that. It is. Oh, he's claiming a try. Donaldson's claiming a try here. And he thinks it might be a try. Well, we're back to the video ref again. Ben Thaler with view of this.
So tackle 2, the live call on field is a try. We're just making sure that there's no double movement. So does the ball carrying arm stay up on that angle? Yes, it does. Right, can we go back to that? So the ball carrying is his right arm. The ball carrying arm goes down there, and then there is a second movement. It's going to be no try. It's going to be no try. It's going to be a penalty for a double movement.
So there you go, no try, penalty, double movement, quite clearly. Ball carrying arm hit the ground, right decision.
Yeah, definitely right decision. I thought Burke went in, he saw the tackle was complete, and he moved away, didn't he?
I
so
agree.
the indication was that it was a double movement straight away. Just watch, Burke goes in, you know, tackle was complete, double movement, penalty.
And we talk about all the great individual stories, and he's one, isn't he, James Donaldson, who's come back from the brink so many times. 3 ACL injuries, lost his job when Bradford went bust a couple of years ago. You would not want to deny him a Wembley try and a Wembley memory. But not to be on this occasion. Instead, it's Salford with Ika Hahifo, who brings it forward.
That's some carry as well.
They will add some go forward now, won't they? The bench is Salford.
Cuthbertson with a tackle. Big one as well. Lussick out of dummy half. Yates again. Tigerish down the middle. Lussick has a look. Kevin Brown standing to his right. The general in the middle. Evans looking to cut through. What an eye-catching cup final he's had already.
Yeah,
Niall Evans.
That's the best set for the Salford forward so far.
Lollahea. Off it goes. Here comes the chase. It's bounced. And it was always a question as to where it goes from there. The ball is pulled away by Callum Watkins. So penalty for Leeds.
Well, that's disappointing because they put them in the corner. They were challenging them to clear their own end, and they've just given them an easy route out there. Callum Watkins, we've sang his praises with some absolute quality earlier on, but that wasn't the smartest move from the Salford centre.
So Leeds with 6 to get themselves back deep inside the Salford half if they can. Alex Mellor with the first of those carries. And there's several who are new to this Leeds side this year. Here's Reece Martin. Louis strolls up to dummy half. Hurrell, never a stroll in his game. Just a thundering charge of hooves as he takes it forward with real intent, leaning out of acting half again. Gale to this left-hand side. Quick hands here. Step back on the inside by Liam Sutcliffe.
What the tackle that is.
Callum Watkins, take a bow. Gale again. Here's Cuthbertson. Straightening things up. Real honest endeavour from an honest professional. Adam Cuthbertson. Last play. Last play. Gale again. Now they've got numbers and they've got a try. Ash Hanley down this left-hand side. They simply outnumbered them. And by the time it came to the left winger, it was a simple job to score.
Well, that's the reason Richie Myler is in this side.
Yes.
It really is. Because Luke Gale, everybody last tackle play, they're expecting a kick. The orthodox one would be a kick high for Handley to have a go at. But what he does, he runs the ball, and look at that pass. That is beautiful. It is skill to the nth degree there from Richie Myler. It's in and out at the blink of an eye. That's what strips the numbers. That's what gives the space for Handley to cross wide out.
So Watkins goes in. The winger's got to go in with him. Then it makes it, twice as hard to get two beautiful balls away. What a fantastic pass there by Richie Myler. He comes in, creates the extra man, but beautiful give and take. Took the hit as well. Defensively, you just saw Callum Watkins coming out. I think Rhys Williams had to go with him. Once one goes in, John, they've all got to go in.
Yep.
So Rhys Martin settling himself for his second conversion. Richie Myler was on his way earlier this year, wasn't he? It looked like he'd not got a future at Leeds and was going to Toronto, but was renegotiated. I think it's a 2-year deal that will keep him at Leeds now for the next couple of years. Martin with that. Oh, that's good. That is good from Rhys Martin. So 2 out of 2, 12-6, Leeds now lead. Only the scorer, but there's the architect of a wonderful second try for Leeds.
Yeah, it was marvellous, wasn't it? Yeah. You've just got to admire skill like this, and yes, perhaps Rhys Williams is a little off, but you wouldn't have expected the pass to be as executed as well as that. That was a 10 out of 10 piece of skill execution.
You've got to communicate in attack, but also in defence. Callum Watkins, he's got to react very quickly. It's very difficult to react on the spur of the moment. But again, we're on. 32 minutes gone, 12-6, maybe just Leeds deserve to be ahead.
Don't forget that red button forum, which is on as soon as we finished here. Hashtag BBCRL, the way to get in touch. And if you've missed the Rodborough documentary, My Year with MND, such a moving and yet uplifting 30 minutes, then it is available on the iPlayer right now. And the Super League show, of course, runs all season, as it will through to the grand final. We're expecting a season conclusion sometime in November. I think November 28th-ish is what they're aiming for at the moment. Who knows? In this year of years. Sixth tackle coming up here. Leeds looking to establish a little more dominance. Evans, difficult place to take the ball. And that's a good chase by Leeds.
Again, it's just, we're repeating ourselves, but look at that set once again. Look at the kick. Look where they're starting off. It is very, very precise, isn't it? It's very difficult for Salford to build anything when they're taking the ball out near their own try line, nearly every set.
It's a high-quality game.
It is, it's
both teams.
Intriguing game.
Ika running it in. Poorly on the drive before that. The two men, as we said, relatively fresh from the bench. Here's Yates. Last play, but deep inside their own half. Lolohea, I think he was potentially behind the 40 when he kicked that, but that's all academic because it rolls into the in-goal
Good old
area.
kick is that as well. Really good kick there, just pulling it up in the in-goal area. And it's interesting, contrasting attitudes with the coach as well. We see Ian Watson has used 4 out of his 8 interchanges already, rolling the big boys on and off, and Leeds has simply used 2 up to the now. So
I think they had to, John, didn't they? They weren't getting anywhere in the forward battle, so they got to get the big boys on, get on the front foot a little bit.
And very often heat plays a part, doesn't it, in the Challenge Cup final when it's August, or it should have been July this year, but an autumnal cup final, of course, this year. So a little bit of a chill in the air. But draining of heat energy not going to be a factor. Last play, Gale. Again looking for the corner. Not necessarily for touch, just there, that's it. If you look, you might find a sixpence there because he's landed on it.
Just, you know, fantastic precision on the kick. It is slightly demoralising, John. If you're the back three from Salford, you're always picking the ball up near your own try line. You know, the great defensive chase as well.
Yeah, but the thing about this Salford team is they will not go away. They'll say, right, you keep putting us in the corner. We'll take this because we're going to hang in there. We're going to be nuisances. We're going to be pests for the full 80 minutes.
They've had one chance and they've scored.
Okay, Brownlow for the 40-20 this time, but again, it's fielded well in the field of play by Myler.
Get square, hold boys. Hold, go on.
Fourth different Wembley team he's with here today, Kevin Brown. Lost on the previous 3 occasions, of course, with
Goal 2. You're right, Seb.
Huddersfield and Wigan, and with Warrington as well.
3. Move! Stand up.
Leaning.
Goal 3.
Martin flicks away, leaning. Louis. Cuthbertson didn't fancy the long pass, takes it in and drops off the short one for Louis. Like a little cannonball down the middle, Robert Louis. But he's held up and put down, and Gale again now. And a step on the inside by Alex Moore. But the ball's been lost and Salford have it back.
Move! Hold me, hold.
Much more advantageous position than they've had for the last few sets when they have finally got the ball back. Brown now looking to promote it well and down that left-hand side. Going lateral early again in this set. 3.5 minutes to the break. Just the one score in it so far.
3. Move! Hold.
Lussick.
Goal 3.
An 80-minuter in the number 9 shirt. McCarthy.
Move now!
Down that left-hand side. Paulie. And trying to run over them and succeeding to some extent. I think it was Cuthbertson who was left in his trail there.
Yes, felt that.
He's knocked him over and ran over him. High for Myler. He's having a solid game, more than just a solid game. He's having a brilliant game, and off he goes again. Richie Myler tearing them up down the middle. And Leeds are on the way again here.
Great kick return, wasn't it, there from Myler? Really hunted the space, made great yards, played the ball quickly, so all of a sudden defence is turned into attack.
Well, this will be a valuable time to score points just before the break.
Well, will they go for one at the end of this set? Will they go for a field goal?
Leaning. Here's Gale. Back on the inside again, but Sermon Afanga is going to be put down. They are within sight. Gale again. Cutting back through Martin, but Salford are hanging on here. Absolutely hanging on. They've got one more tackle to hang on for as well. This is the last. It's put behind them. There's a slow turn, but Evans picks it up, and now he can perhaps do some real damage. Leeds recover.
Yeah, he's covered some ground errors in the full-back position. He made the tackle previously, then he got back to, secure the ball near the sticks.
It's end-to-end stuff.
It's absolutely breathtaking. And like you said, if there'd been a crowd in here.
Brilliant. It's a brilliant game so far.
I don't think any seat would have been sat on, because everybody would have stood up throughout this entire 40 minutes, because both sides are giving us something really good here.
And one last chance for Salford just before half-time.
Get a full centre six on the back of the penalty.
They have.
Let's see what you've got, Salford.
Well, we talk about classic cup finals down the years, and we yearn for one every year. Another one for the memory banks, and at the moment this is producing. Lussick comes right, taken in by Ika Hahifo. This is one of the best starting positions that Salford have had in this half. What can they make of it? Back to Brown. Brown out to Wellham with a step. There's 2 there to block his path. Herald was one of them. Louis the other. Here comes Brown again. Now it's Yates. Dogged again, just pushing and fighting his way towards the line. 5 away, tackles in the bag. Lussick doubles up, goes back the other way. I think he's lost it. Or did Cuthbertson knock it out of his hands?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of his pet plays, isn't it, going, and
it's Leeds who've got it back. Leeds have got it back.
Yeah.
so they've ruled that a loose carry.
Could have been play on as well, really.
Yeah, I think Mr. Lussick's got a bit of a case there. I think they've got away with that one, Adam Cuthbertson.
Well, they're all quite happy to take a rest here. There've not been a lot of rest times in this game, and the clock continues to tick down. Not sure we're going to restart here before the hooter sounds. Well, the hooter does sound. Well, that has been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic between two really good teams. 12-6 to score. We've seen some classic tries. We've seen some outstanding individual performances. And it's a cup final that is a long, long way from being settled.
Yeah, it's been a great first half. You know, contrasting styles. Again, Leeds, you know, dominant, great kicking game, dominating field position. But as we said, Salford, given the opportunities, are just so creative and dangerous.
Magnificent half of rugby league, and here's to the second 40.
Clubs, the armed forces from all over the nation. Edinburgh Eagles, Ronda Outlaws, Jarrow Vikings, Hammersmith Hill Hoists, all involved in that first round. And today it's worth mentioning those community clubs, because a lot of those community clubs, after lockdown and all the rest of it, are beginning to return this weekend as well. And a special shout out to Siddle in Halifax, because they put out a tweet this morning saying good luck to Niall Evalds of Salford and Cruz Leeming of Leeds, two of the Siddle old boys, and they've a couple in the squads as well, Tom Holroyd of Leeds and Ollie Roberts of Salford also from that Siddle club too. And there's lots of community clubs who do fantastic work. So we're not just singling out one. So how does this go? It is boiling into one of the great Wembley finals.
It really is, yes, and it'll be interesting to see whether Leeds continue with Jamie Peacock's coalition of the willing, and Salford's more expansive play will triumph, but it's all to play for, and a fascinating 40 minutes to come.
It is, you know, it's an intriguing contest. I just think the power of the Leeds forwards, the kicking game, you know, they take the opportunities. He's looking a bit of trouble there, but Salford, I just think the footballing ability and the awareness to try and, you know, spread the ball. Like John Wilkins said, they've got to be a little bit more clinical and not so loose with the ball to give Leeds field position, but, you know, intriguing second half.
Tyrone McCarthy needs to be off the field. He's quite clearly in trouble. There's a kick that's out on the full, and that'll give them the chance just to hold things up. But Tyrone McCarthy there, the medical staff on very, very quickly, but we could see as he was running around the field.
He's you know, he injured his left shoulder. The first carry,
yes.
yeah, first carry in the second half, he took a big hit from the Salford defence.
That's a good turnover for Salford. Is this 40 metres from the line, but you see Cuthbertson in a bit of bother there with his shoulder injury, and I doubt very much.
He's
I doubt very much we'll see him this afternoon again.
Callum Watkins had it as well. Three-man hit, and Callum Watkins just squared him, didn't he?
And McCarthy also is retiring from the field of play.
Yeah, so one tackle, two go off. That's rugby league for you. That's how tough the sport can be at times. Two big men come running together at high speeds, and it's not always get up and play the ball. Sometimes it's get off and get some treatment. Lussick for Salford, and Williams the only man down this blind side, but they've nicked some yards. So on they go again with Yates. Both coaches saying this week, for all the problems, the build-up, so sad for the Aussies who've never played in a cup final before to realise what a cup final week is normally like. Yeah. Six tackle. What an opportunity here for Salford at the start of this second half. Briscoe underneath it, nicely done, patched. And runs and has a look and has a look and then steps and off he goes. Tom Briscoe, threatening to light up Wembley again, has got his side over the halfway line.
Brilliant run again, brilliant.
Outstanding kick return, wasn't it? But a good piece of work as well by the Leeds defence, which gave Briscoe the time to collect that ball before he went there, hunting space and making yards.
If you only watch Tom Briscoe at Wembley, you'd think this kid is sensational. He's very good. Don't get me wrong, he's very good, but at Wembley, he's something else. And now Gale goes left, and here is an opportunity to try and push and probe.
Sutcliffe is causing Watkins some trouble, you know.
He is.
He's popping inside of his left foot, and then that time he went right off his right foot on the outside.
Donaldson. Oh, it's a knock-on by Donaldson. Knock-on. So, while that ball is handed over to Salford, let's find out what was said at half-time by the two coaches. And first, the Leeds point of view from Tony.
Yeah, Richard Agar saying that we knew what they'd come out with. They're a tenacious side with some talented players, but he felt that they dominated the field position. There were a couple of scruffy to plays and sets that they need to clean up, but apart from that, very happy.
And I think Damien's got
the Salford coach very relaxed, rather like he was at half-time when they trailed Warrington in the semi-final. He just says that they need to clean up a few of the areas and just be more tenacious. Quite happy with the performance. Everyone's fit and well and looking forward to the second half.
I think he's used to it, Dave. He's so relaxed, you know. He thinks, well, you know, we might be behind, we've got the ability to come back into it.
Oh, it's another set here.
Yeah.
I think that's the first set restart of the game.
It certainly is. It's very welcome, I feel, for the Red Devils there.
It tells you something about the discipline of both sides, that is the first set restart of the game. Early in this second half.
Well, I believe there's been 6 penalties and just 1 set restart, so that's pretty good going.
You say you believe, you're looking at a big screen that's telling you that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can't count.
Lussick to Brown, back to Lussick, and Evolds. There's a little passage of play that have rehearsed.
They're trying to bring him into the game as often as they can, you know, that little burst of speed.
Lonaher on the 6, looking for the corner. The chase is on there as well. Watkins, look at him, herring after this. It's covered by Hanley, and he can't get out of the in-goal area. No, he can't.
Great chase
Drop
by
out underneath the
Watkins.
sticks.
That's a great chase by Watkins there. Beautiful kick, though.
And let's give a pat on the back for Paul as well.
Yep.
My word, a man with that size to shift that frame in order to invest that effort, as you see in the background. He's investing the effort because he knows it's a lot easier playing another 6 with the ball in hand than having to defend a set of 6.
There's some confusing field markings there. You could see a kind of a slightly light blue line as well. England football team played here, as you probably know, earlier this week. Those football markings are still in evidence, and that is not good football from Tui Lonaher. His first touch was dreadful, and he didn't get a second chance. And instead of having the ball, Salford are having to defend.
Yeah, I think it's a wrong call here. I think the guy coming forward, Rhys Williams' ball that was. Lonaher went for it.
It's a matter of communication, isn't it? But,
it was.
Let's give a pat on the back as well to Rhys Martin. I mean, his goal kicking's been impeccable.
Yep.
And then he comes up with a dropout like that, which saves them having to defend their own line.
Yep.
Leeming, still operating out a dummy half. Simon Afangai, still doing the tough, on which he's built his reputation.
And that was the first opportunity for Salford to just, you know, build some pressure in the Leeds 20-metre area.
Ikehefo grabbing down, and the ball was stolen, referee says. So penalty for Leeds.
They'll just say Adam Cuthbertson's come off the pitch with an elbow injury. He's not been ruled out yet, but he's been taken to the dressing room.
From the Salford bench, I can tell you that Tyrone McCarthy has gone for a head injury assessment, suffered a knock at the start of this second half. We await news on that one.
Yeah, those two involved in that early tackle, that early collision.
It could be a really expensive mistake by Lonaher now, you know, from the dropout penalty. Now they're under pressure.
Pryor with a settler. Louis and then Donaldson looking to shake them up again. Still working hard. I think that's the subtitle to his autobiography. James Donaldson still working hard. Louis, and now to this right-hand side, and Martin, but there's there. It's going to be a penalty, I think. Yeah, you can clearly hear the referee shouting held. The Salford players will say, well, we couldn't stop our momentum. You're making more noise than 90,000 in here would normally make.
I know. It's very difficult to, to stop.
Hold it, mate. Okay.
It's not such a bad play anyway, because it was early in the tackle count, and it's just allowed them to reset. But I don't think the momentum of the tackle is held there. So
well, it's all got rather loose, the held call these days, hasn't it? You know, they normally just say go back and play it again. But on that occasion, it was a penalty. So driven in on the first instance by Hurrell, leaning to Gale. Gale with a short one, just battering at that Salford line again. It was a knock-on in the tackle. Yeah, knocked on in the tackle.
It's very good at that. It was Paulie made the tackle.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan underneath that mask, isn't it?
It is.
Agar in the distance.
Boys, let's go.
But that's one poor kick and two headers that Leeds have made this half, and you know, you'd say that's as many as they made in the first 40 minutes in total.
Total errors, but a couple in this second half already. So 8 minutes of the second half play. Still in the balance. I think we might be saying that after 80 minutes, the way this cup tie is moving towards its denouement. Leeds muscling up, trying to keep Salford's go forward to an absolute minimum.
Yeah, I'm with the guys in the studio. They've got to keep looking to the edges, even when they're bringing it from their own end, because this Leeds defence in yardage where Salford are coming out of it, they really do restrict the go forward of the opposition.
They do.
Okahifa went one way, comes back another. He's going to take some stopping, and he's not going to be stopped because he's got that ball away. And now it's with Paulie. Just keeps hold of the ball. Last play, the next. Off the line quickly here. But Lolohea has still got a position to kick. Whether it's the kick he wanted to produce, I'm not sure. But he got it away, and Briscoe's there again.
Move, Luke! Hold me, boys, hold me. Hold. Go on.
Well, there was a knock-on in the middle of that. The referee, I think when Donaldson had his back to us, he bobbled the ball, which the referee spotted.
Well spotted, but I didn't see it.
He had his back to you, Jiffy, that's why.
Third.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Back up, boys. Hold.
He runs his weight, doesn't he, Donaldson?
Here's Martin, the Papua New Guinean skipper, leaning, the boy from Swaziland, back inside to Robert Louis. Here's Gale. Gale with a kick to the corner, and the chase is on, but Eccles should be there to cover, and is, and he stays in the field of play.
Well, Jonathan alluded to it in the first half. He really does cover some metres, does Niall Eccles, both when they're on attack but also defensively. He numbers his team up and works very, very hard to cover such plays as that. That's real quality full-back play.
This is going to be a tough set for Salford now to get out.
Willem.
Tackle forward already on the 10-metre line.
Donaldson working hard again in the middle there. He might have just popped that up there.
Oh, I thought he was going to pop it up.
Lolohea.
40, give 10.
He says 40, but it's never going to go to the touchline. Myler. Little show, and then he's going to be held up.
Looks like some dangerous time for Salford right now. We've hit the 10-minute mark. The arm wrestle's all over now. What I've noticed from behind this Leeds line is Luke Gale, Richie Myler and Robert Louis are all starting to talk to each other now. They're starting to set up plays, looking for what's going to come off and put that massive play on there. Might lead to a try.
Louis down on the touchline side. Gale back in the middle. Push again.
I hope they were talking to each other before 15 minutes, to be honest, because they
quick hands to ground.
Well defended that right edge there. Watkins did come, and Williams was really on his shoulder that time, and that forced the error. See, there's looking at Watkins has gone, Williams has followed, error ensues.
Yeah, just overrun it a little bit, didn't he?
Hold, go on.
The smiling assassin, he's known, Chris Nene. Loves a grin before he kicks a goal. Mossa charging forward.
Back Alex Hall. Ball third.
One of several on both sides who have played in cup finals before. Lollahea across, and Watkins comes cutting back, and it's kept alive, and Paulie, arms flailing, but no end result. Burke seemed to lose his feet a little as he took that in. So now comes the last. Brown up in the air, Briscoe underneath it. Wellham's trying to get there. Wellham has got there, got a hand to the ball. And now Myler has missed it, and not on the second attempt. Well, they're not looking for a try here. No. They're looking for where the restart comes. No try. I think it's clearly no try.
Great contest,
but it's just about who knocked on when and where. So let's hear from Ben Thaler.
So the live call is no try. To pause it on that, they're all onside, so we can jog up on this. Now, is there any foul play? On that, they're competing for the ball. So can we just go in tight on that, please? So they're both going up for the ball. They're both going up for the ball. If we look at that again from the other angle, if we can, or a tight-in angle on the ball and what happens to it, there's no foul play, and they're both competing. I just need to see who knocks on, because obviously that will determine what the restart will be. So they're going up for the ball. It's in the Leeds man's hands. It's lost forward off Leeds. It ends up, if we jog it on, it's kicked. That's play on, and then it is grounded by Myler in goal. However, the knock-on is in the field of play, so where the Leeds man is there, it's going to be no try, and it's going to be a handover with Salford playing the ball.
Never a try, obviously.
No, big competition in the air. Well, what a challenge that is. He had no right, to win that. Just made the jump.
Yes, mate.
It's those little efforts that make so much. I mean, that effort from Wellham there, when he avoided Robert Louis, then went in for the challenge there and forced the error. That effort has given Salford 6 tackles, 10 metres from the Leeds line.
I think he's copped an elbow to the chin there. No intent. He's competing for the ball. He's just got to go off now for HIA assessment.
Given the way that the last dropout went underneath the sticks, I think Salford will be highly relieved that they've got to play the ball here rather than returning the dropout. McCarthy's passed his HIA, we're told, so we could see him back soon. And Briscoe off for his head injury assessment now, so 15 minutes for the medical staff to decide whether he can come back or not. But what a position for Salford here.
And Alex Sutcliffe has gone into the left centre, and Liam Sutcliffe has gone onto the right wing, so it'll be interesting at the end of this set, should Salford not score, whether they go in the air towards Liam Sutcliffe.
Lussick out of dummy half again, Lollahea, and here's Paulie rampaging for the line, unstoppable! Paulie scores the try, and Salford might be back level in just a moment.
That is a mismatch. I think it must be intentional play, but just watch who this guy runs over.
Well, it's all from that piece of work by Wellham, isn't it, that got the centre 6, and then so that forced the error, which is credit to him, that little extra effort. But then as poor old Luke Gay's got to tackle the fridge, and unfortunately he didn't manage it.
No, they must have worked on this in training. There he is, he'll defend just inside, just on the edge. You just try and run over the top of him, you isolate him, and that's it. And that's the reaction of all the Salford fans.
Yeah, the Snape family back there.
You just can't get rid of him, can you?
What, the Snape family?
No, not there, no. That's not.
Well, actually, Salford can't, and they're pleased they can't, because Brian Snape was very much the architect of the Salford side of the 70s, wasn't he? And
he was,
Family's still very much involved.
Invested a lot of money in a star-studded team. Last time they were here in 1969 when they played Castleford.
So Kristen Inu, not smiling at the moment. He's just concentrating. Just having a look at where he needs to hit. Rehearses the flight of the ball. This to make it all square. Huge kick. With nearly 54 minutes gone, it starts middle but goes left. So Leeds hang on to that tenuous lead at 12 points to 10, but a long way to go yet.
Well, all this is doing is adding to the drama of an absolutely exceptional final, and I'm with Jonathan there. That is smart play, putting a huge player against a small player on the line. There's only one winner, and I think Paul Rowley and the fellow coaches up there, they'll have been working on that in the training sessions, and it's paid off.
12-10 all to play for. A reminder of the context of this. Leeds very much one of the royal families of Rugby League, looking today for a 14th Challenge Cup win, the 6th final in the last 11 years, against the Salford side, who have been just bucking all expectations in the last couple of years, who haven't been to Wembley since '69, who last won it in '38. Is it going to be their year, or are Leeds going to see this home? It's a terrific story, whatever happens.
It's a terrific game.
Taken in by Handley.
Great game.
Release! Goal for.
Lustig out a dummy half. Now it comes towards Brown, but Hurrell treats him like a rag doll. Brown gets up and plays it. The defence comes out quickly. Onside, they say. They have to search the blind side because they've no other option. Wellham with an offload that was risky, and Evolds proves the risk by putting it to ground, and Leeds get cheap possession back again.
Well, that was the last thing that Salford wanted, was Kevin Brown being tackled on tackle 5. That took him out of the kicking option. It was wide, and it's towards the left-hand side. Scruff end of set, and Leeds' pressure has bought that field position.
Yes.
Where can they go from here? There's Pryor, 2 times a grand final winner in Australia, St George and Cronulla, so plenty of experience there with a big number 10. And here's Alechki. Oh, and he's lost it, and Salford get it back again. And Lolohea, and immediately they're looking to progress, and Watkins with a pass away to Williams, but there again is a risk too many.
Well, they're taking the Leeds
First knock on,
yes. I think they're fortunate that for me they've taken advantage of across the advantage line there.
They are fortunate because, you know, the break was made and there was an offload. You know, if Watkins gets that pass away, could be a try. So lucky break for Salford there. That's advantage, got to be, isn't it?
Well, that's risk reward, isn't it? And for me, they took the advantage and it didn't quite work out. But back we go, and Salford's got the ball.
So they build again.
They just made a few errors now, Leeds, haven't they? Just in the opposition half, they hadn't done in the first half.
The only consolation for the Rhinos is that they're making them in the Salford half.
Yes.
Because the one that they made in their own did really cost them that 4 points.
But I think you can't give this Salford side a lot of possession because, you know, they'll grow in confidence, they'll chance their arm.
Well, he's back on. Looking okay, Tyrone McCarthy. It's 4th cup final for him today. Brown, Lolohea, Evolds, Watkins is there. Evolds uses him as a bit of a foil.
Targeting Gale now, aren't they?
Back towards Lolohea, who puts it high on the 6th. Well, this is interesting because it's bounced and it comes off Myler's legs, and it's walking day for Salford, and James Greenwood is over to score. And for the first time in this cup final, Salford have the lead. And the Challenge Cup history of 2020 tells you when they have the lead, they hang on to it.
Yeah, well done, Salford there. They've took full advantage of the fair setter from Alechki. And then come the last play, the ball's put in the air, a good kick. Well, here's the error that gave Salford possession. And there's Lolohea's kick. And look at the chase once again. It puts the seed of doubt in Myler's Kevin Brown's chase. And then they've got the skill just to strip the numbers and put Greenwood over.
It's not the greatest kick, right? But Kevin Brown chases it, and then that's the thing. No, they haven't put Myler under pressure. That's the first kick he's taken with a little bit of pressure, and he just couldn't get to it.
Well, this is nosebleed territory for Salford because they usually leave it very, very late before they take leads in Challenge Cup games.
22 minutes.
Or Golden Point games, you know, Golden Point. Late tries. But now they've got 20 minutes to hang on, and Leeds will have a response here. You can be certain Leeds will have a response.
There's plenty of time left in this game, Dave.
Absolutely.
More points.
Absolutely. So Inu with a kick. You'd back him from that range. Again, he's going through all the routine, leaving nothing to chance.
Time back on.
And over it goes. And the lead is now 16 for Salford and 12 for Leeds. 21 minutes to go.
Yeah, there is plenty of time left, Jonathan. I'm glad because I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm here.
And to me, it's Kevin Brown there. He gets in the eye line of Myler. That forces the hesitation. But then there's great composure, isn't it, from Lustig? You know, there was no brains jangling. You just got to the Leeds defender. Just lovely ball outside there to Greenwood. And Salford hit the front with a quarter of the game left.
Well, this is a big challenge for Leeds right now. One of the crazy things about the Challenge Cup is time. The Leeds players will be looking up, and it's whether or not they can hold their nerve, keep their composure, and keep their focus on getting some points on the board. 20 minutes, it can disappear really quickly.
It's a cracker, folks. It's an absolute cracker.
I think the bench has made a huge impact for Salford. You know, since they've come on, they brought the big boys on, and I've been very impressed with Luke Yates as well.
Yeah, the early substitution tactic has worked, no doubt.
Brown with the ball back on the inside to Lustig again, and Evans is there too, and they are changing their shapes. They're testing Leeds, but they're on the last again. Lollahea hoofs it, Myler's underneath it. Not as much pressure this time. He'll be ruining that last missed opportunity to save the day, but he's had such a good cup final.
It's a difficult one to take, really. I think it's just he was too far away from me to take the ball cleanly, and the pressure that Brown put on him.
But he has got great experience, and he'll forget about that, and he'll be looking forward rather than looking backwards.
Oh, he's a quality player, and he'll come in. You know, once Leeds have the opportunity to attack again, he'll be instrumental in that with Gale.
Goal 3.
19 minutes to go. Hurrell for Leeds. Carries it. Handley just having a bit of problems, I think, on this near side, but Leeds are going to the far side. Looking to try and open things up. Salford's defence is tight.
Move back. Goal 5.
6 again, and yet, as you say, the kick not what he would have wanted because they came flying at him, and Evans will bring it back.
Well, that's been a ploy, hasn't it? They haven't given Gale hardly any time, but his kicking game has been very good once again.
Inu.
2. Move, Nikolai.
Couple of tackles gone. Lustig. Dummy half again. It is the most draining position on the rugby league field, isn't it, dummy half? You've got to be there more or less all the time. Ian Blease, Chief Executive of the Salford Red Devils, a former Salford player himself. Oh, I bet his heart's pounding at the moment.
We've talked about lack of the crowd, though, Dave, and this is the last quarter is when you start feeling fatigue, and sometimes the crowd can lift you and take you through it.
Not today.
But not today, yes.
Here's Myler just running into a red wall.
That's when you've got to communicate and keep talking to each other, picking each other up.
Creating an atmosphere for themselves on the field.
Great work by Mossett there.
Real intensity going on. Leeds push back. It's they who start from deep this time.
Yeah, the introduction of Dwyer, though, could be a bit of a game changer.
Martin, yeah, Leeming's gone off, so there he is. Brad Dwyer has come on.
They need a spark.
Well, he'll provide that, there's no doubt.
Dwyer, the live wire, and Myler out to that left-hand side, and just beginning to threaten here. But they're on the last again. Gale hoists it. Evans keeps an eye on it. Gathers it in and runs it back.
Yeah, just some quick news, injury news. Tom Briscoe has passed his head assessment. Adam Cuthbertson is still a little bit up in the air. He's been tossing the ball around. It's his wrist that they're checking on, so he's not totally ruled out, but wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back on.
We'll keep an eye on that situation. Wembley's littered with tales of woe and anguish, and injuries in games
and heroism.
And moments, I was going to say, moments of real heroism on the field as well. Someone could yet be a hero in this game. Salford are hoping it stays exactly as it is, if the nerves hold. That's Yates, up and plays. Lussick still going. Lollahea with a kick. Myler should take this easily and does. Already up to the 30. Brown advances, as does McCarthy. 2 more there as well. And Leeds start 40 from their own line, and looking to ramp up the pressure if they can. Dwyer. Conrad Hurrell is going to try and cause a bit of mayhem down the middle, and he is.
He makes him hard, doesn't he? After contact, just keeps on driving through. So difficult to drop.
And now it's another few steps taken by Simon Afangai. Dwyer. He makes things happen, and he threatens on that occasion. Last play for Leeds, but they're only 10 metres away. Louis comes out. Gale now. Gale puts the ball away. Williams tries to come in and stop it, but he can't stop it. And it's going to be Ash Handley, who scores in the corner, but he thinks it's a try on the field. We're going to the video referee again, Ben Thaler.
OK, tackle 5 on field, a live call of a try, and we're just checking the grounding of the ball. So that's fine. Handing ball, slow it down. Right, just go to the side angle for that if we can. So looking to make sure there's no separation. Slow it down. Right, that's a try. I'll tell you when you're on shot, Liam. Just wait there. Right, you're on screen now, mate.
You cannot stop him scoring this year, Ash Handley. It's his second of the final. He's already running away with things in Super League with 12 tries in that competition, and he's just got his team back level again.
And again, the link player was Richie Myler.
Yep.
There he is, gets his hands free from the tackler and just offloads.
Well, that's his experience. He made the earlier error, which cost them a try, but he knew there was plenty of time left. He knew he'd get an opportunity to rectify it, and he's provided the assist on the left-hand side with the very last pass. Again, it's just clever play from Gale, caused a bit of chaos on the right side of the Salford defence, and then it was really well executed. Myler to Handley, and it was Watkins that came in, and I don't think it any needed to.
No, I think Alan Watkins could have stayed out there. There's no need there. The dummy runner just drew him in, but there was plenty of players there.
Well, how much pressure is on Reece Martin at the moment? This for a lead in the Challenge Cup final with what will be 14 minutes left to play. He settles. He looks. He puts the moment to the back of his mind. It's all about the kick here, and has he got it? No, he's not. No, he's not. So it remains at 16 points apiece, and there is a cup final to decide in the next 14 minutes.
Absolutely fantastic, and good play from Gale. You see here, it just bites, does Watkins, and that's what's created the space there. Lollahea does his best on the loop defence, but the Rhino celebrates with a try in the left-hand corner, and all square 40 minutes ago. What a game.
What a game, what a game.
Well, everybody points to the 85 cup final as being the classic Wembley final. Wigan 28, Hull 24 in the sunshine, Kenny and Sterling and all the rest of it. There were 100,000 here that day. Today there's nobody here, nobody who's paid anyway. And this is just as good in terms of drama and intrigue.
Well, everybody's saying, Dave, they'd remember it because it's these surreal times and empty stadium, but they'll also remember it because of the quality of rugby league out on show. It's been absolutely first class.
And it ain't over yet. Remember, there is golden point extra time if it is all square after 80 minutes, but we'll get to that when we get to that. There's a lot to go before then. They'll want to win it inside the 80. 5 plays gone. Gale again with that boot. Edwards underneath it. Edwards catches safely. And quite happy for Salford to start from there. Who's your man of the match so far? You've no official involvement in this. It's the Lance Todd Trophy, of course, today, and the British media will choose that. But if you were choosing at the moment, who would you go for?
It's too early to call there because the match winner's going to materialise.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you're picking in contention at the moment, Evans, Richie Myler, Luke Gale.
Significant award this year, of course, Lance Todd Trophy, named after the man who was very much the architect of Salford's last Challenge Cup win in 1938. There's a kick from Lussick.
That's not a bad one if it holds up.
If it holds, it is going to hold. There's a phony line in there from those football markings, so Leeds with it all to do, and what a chase. The man who kicked it is the man who gets up there to tackle.
That's immense, that, with 12 minutes left. He's been playing all game as a hooker, and he comes up with a kick and a chase like that.
And 2 tackles, a 3rd tackle, and the Leeds forwards are still, you know, walking back.
And we entered one of the toughest parts of any Challenge Cup Grand Final, and that would be the fact that both teams are squared up as they are. What they need to do, what every team is working towards right now, is not make a mistake. Back into the arm wrestle, draw it out, and try and get the opposition. Loads of kick pressure, great kick chase.
Here's Evolds. There's a V of Leeds defenders gone chasing after him that squares to a line as he picks up the ball. And Williams comes out of dummy half, and he in turn is scragged to the ground. Every yard is absolutely fought for here. Every yard has to be earned, whether you're in red or blue.
Yeah, that's what, as Robbie said, you know, no mistakes, but it's a question of where you're going to play the game now, because, you know, with coming on to 10 minutes left, good field position, you got to take, if there's an opportunity for an early field goal, you take it.
And you look down the teams, and you would suggest that perhaps Leeds have got the advantage there with Luke Gale, who's done it on numerous occasions.
Last play for Salford, inside the 40. Search for the touchline by Lollahea, never going to make it. Brought back by Handley. Good chase by Dodson to get up there. The big Welsh prop. Briscoe.
There's some tired bodies out there. You know, we complimented Salford on those early substitutions, but they are tired in that middle channel, and that may be where Brad Dwyer can exploit.
But I definitely think they've come back into the arm wrest, haven't they?
Hurrell. Paulie and Kevin Brown and Gil Dodson doing the job. Still a couple of plays to go. Leeds again searching for any fatigue in that Salford line. Mellor.
Yeah, Luke Gale's there. Gale's there.
Is it drop goal territory already? Yes, it is. And Gale's going to go for it. And Gale has got it. Has he? No, he's not. He's put it wide.
He's pushed it.
And that is potentially expensive, because Salford now get a 7-tackle restart on the 20.
Well, give Mark Flanagan a pat on the back. Look at the work there.
Yes.
70 minutes gone. He's out on his feet, but he made that effort to put Luke Gale off. Well done, Mark Flanagan.
He came flying out to play the ball, didn't he?
He retires at the end of this year, does Mark? What a career. Grand final win with St Helens, Golden Point. £1 million game win with Salford. He's had some memorable occasions. Is this going to be another one that he looks back on with fondness? Just big efforts now from both sides, whether with ball or without. Yates dragged to the ground. That's a terrific effort from Pryor on that occasion.
He's been very good today. He's worked really hard, and his efforts have been of a consistently high standard.
2 plays left in this set. Lollahea gets it away. Evolds up to the line, and here comes Watkins, punching through the gap and finding a pass. Oh, he's put it just behind Williams. Just behind. The Welshman grasping at thin air.
I tell you, it's a great defensive effort here, because I think Hanley gets back and gets in between and just watch a brilliant break. He just works to get back.
Well, that's classic scramble defence, isn't it? You know, he left Myler to deal with the ball carrier, and he was going to get between the ball carry and the support play, and that's what he's done. Quality play.
I think maybe Reece Williams just overrun him a little bit, you know, but you could see Hanley coming on his shoulder, and sometimes he just overrun it a little bit.
8 minutes to go in one of the best cup finals you will have watched, no matter what age you are.
On TV.
Anywhere. Anywhere. Gary Hetherington, the Leeds chief executive, has been at Wembley many, many times. John Keir's saying he thinks he's the only man inside the ground who was here in 1969 when Salford last won it, but
I think Gary was there.
I suspect Gary might have been there as well as a Castleford lad.
In fact, he was a Castleford fan at that point, as I was.
Yes.
And it was a good day.
Leeds with Gale. Gale left to Myler. Myler now as Leeds begin to expand again. But Salford getting across. Watkins denying his old team any movement there. It's the last again. Gale puts it high. Eccles waits. Up he goes and down quickly to make sure he holds his ground in the field of play.
Well, yes, about man of the match, and Jonathan suggested 9 levels. And in all honesty, you can't look much further, can you?
And
it's been tremendous.
No.
Yeah. They have both fullbacks exceptional.
Well, he's another story, isn't he, Eccles? You know, had Sargentson not failed the COVID test, and Dan, if you're watching, we're heartbroken for you. There's a penalty.
That is, I thought he was looking for the offload. I think they've had all the Salford bench should have had their hearts in their mouths from the first offload. But that's a steal, clear steal.
Yeah, we've sung praises, but that really has provided a leg up to Salford to get out of their own half.
This could be it now, John. This could be the opportunity.
Well, is it Kevin Brown you'd fancy for the drop goal from Salford?
Not sure. Is he back on yet? Yes, he's just here.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. So I think, they bring him on now. He's going to get down. Could get down to the field goal.
Chris Naninu is another candidate in that regard. We're getting close. Oh, it's a knock-on.
Well, that was the opportunity for Salford. Now it's going to be Leeds' chance.
He surrenders the tackle. He's got to stand up for balance and control. He doesn't.
That's a big call. That's a huge call in that situation.
He surrenders, mate. He surrenders the tackle.
Well, they'll have to be careful here, Salford, because a talk out of turn, they might give a penalty away.
No. He's got to stand up for balance and control. He doesn't.
And you can't use the ball to help leave yourself up. You've got to, as Liam Moore's indicated, you've got to regain it. But yes, you've seen some like that.
I've seen a few today like that.
Yep.
Consistency you want from if you're a player.
Well, what they've got to do now is forget about that, and they've got to really pour some energy into this set of 6 to restrict Leeds' yardage. 5
minutes to go. There'll be Salford fans and Leeds fans crawling all over the sofas, unable to sit still for a moment, wondering where this one is going. Well, at the moment, it sways in Leeds' favour slightly. We are getting close, very close to next point wins. And at the end of this, you'd expect Leeds, if they've not scored a try, might well be going for another drop goal attempt. In by Pryor.
I think they're setting one up now.
Yeah, they're 2 away, 2 plays away from giving the ball back. And, well, they went early there, but
it's got to go in. One towards the sticks. One towards the sticks.
Now it comes. Gale. Look, Gale with a drop goal, and he peels away in celebration of the moment, because he knew the moment it left the boot, it was going over. Thumbs up for Gale. Not quite match one yet, but that has given Leeds a significant advantage because time is ticking by.
A smart play there by Leeds, the team. They set the kick up, and that's a pretty good execution because Lussick was out there putting him under pressure, but he struck it very, very sweetly, and no doubt at all where that one was going. Straight between the H's.
That's a confident, drop kick, that is. He dummied the first one, didn't want to take the next one in, just took it.
Salford goes short. Do they get it back? Yeah, I think they might. Here, the ball's gone out of play. Question is, who did it come off last? There was a mad scramble. Where's it going? Where's it going?
Shot clock on.
Leeds get the ball back.
That's a big one. It's a good short kick, which he invented again.
Yeah, Williams got a hand on there. Does anybody else touch it? Does anybody else? No. Absolutely spot on from the referee.
Yeah, Dwyer did really well there, didn't he? And it's a great decision from Liam Moore.
So Leeds will be content to complete the set here. He's had a good game, hasn't he, the referee?
They've all have. Everybody who's been out on that field's had a good game, Dave. It's been a quality afternoon.
Dwyer. Briscoe.
So I think the man of the match might go to the number 7 now, Dave, if it remains like this.
Dwyer throws a little dummy. Salford ain't buying. Dwyer's happy to eat up a few more seconds. 3 minutes and counting, very nearly. Hurrell now. How tired are you, Salford defenders? Well, they grit their teeth and grab a hold. Last play, Gale just bangs it out of play. Just to run the clock down a little more. Let that ball disappear.
Well, I feel Leeds have got 12 tackles to make to win the cup. It's the maximum Salford will get the ball is for 2 sets of 6. And there's the drop goal. So sweetly executed. There's a reaction.
He's got a golden boot, hasn't he, Luke Gale? Remember that famous Super League semi-final? Castleford against St Helens. What a game that was, by the way. And here we are again with another great game. It's a fantastic spectacle at Wembley Stadium.
You've got to try and create something now to get Evans into the game. He's the danger man for them.
Is there a twist? Brown with a pass. He does not want to be this, his 4th defeat with 4 different teams in a Challenge Cup final. He'd do anything to turn this around now, as will the rest of his teammates. But Leeds will do anything to hold on, but they've given a penalty away. It's going to be a kick to touch.
Well, Jonathan, as the Salford team, and they get this penalty.
Legs up, that's legs through the perpendicular.
Yep, dangerous tackle. Would you go for the draw?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
You just got to go good.
A good long kick to touch.
Good touch finder now.
Yep.
Set towards the post. That's it. Everything.
Hang on, mate. Hang on. Are you okay?
I hope it's a draw anyway, because I want to see more of this. Let's get the golden point on.
So here is the penalty, and just booted out of play, so they restart inside the Leeds half. He's sat through so many moments like this, Ian Watson, or stuck through them. And he'll be feeling confident that his side can win it from here. But can they? Dudson rattles it forward.
Well, Leeds have got to keep their discipline now. You know, penalty, 2 points, it goes away from them. So they've got to keep their discipline as well.
Poorly.
They're certainly staying in that middle channel, aren't they?
Yes.
Igahifu plays. Now it comes to that right-hand side. Here's Evalds. Evalds pops it back for Callum Watkins. Watkins with the footwork. Lollahea with more footwork. But look at the defenders coming round him quickly.
One to the left again. Now one to the left. And then Inu steps up.
Here it comes. Back to Brown. Brown with a pass away. They're trying to make space. Oh, they've lost the ball. Inu was desperate to try and offload it. He's lost it. He's claiming the penalty.
That's your lot.
He ain't getting it. And there's 1 minute and 20 seconds left to play. Leeds just need to hang on here.
They lost the composure there. They were setting up, and then Inu's the one who's going to take the drop kick. He saw the space and went for it.
And he forced it. No doubt about that. That's a loose carry.
Leeds will just keep a hold. Hands, oh, that's a steal. That's a steal. And it's a penalty for Leeds. And I think that might just be the cup final for Leeds. They'll take all the time in the world here. And there's only 48 seconds left.
Yeah, kick to touch, slow play the ball, dribble it over the sideline, and that's gone. And it's Leeds Rhinos Challenge Cup and Richie Agar's Challenge Cup.
I'm sure Ian Watson will mention that the penalty against Pauli when at the end of the game, the position that gave them the opportunity for the 1-pointer, John.
Yeah, it was crucial. It was. There's been lots of crucial bits and lots of great individual efforts. And 2 magnificent teams out there have contested a great final.
There'll be very little consolation in the pain of defeat for Salford that they've been involved in one of the very good Challenge Cup finals. There'll be absolute jubilation amongst these Leeds players that they've not only been involved, but that they've won a Classic Cup final. 8 seconds to go, one more play. They won't take any chances. Referee says surrender. Will they get up and play it? Hooter sounds before they do, and Leeds gather round in jubilation. Salford sink to their knees. But what a cup final we've seen here today. It's a year to remember for so many reasons. So many wrong reasons, but today we've been given a final that we will remember for all the right reasons. What a great game of rugby league that was.
Fantastic game, and they've every right to celebrate. Those Rhinos, they've contributed magnificently, but your heart's got to go out to the Salford side. That picture of dejection is just a team who've given absolutely everything, and they've just come up short, 1 point short. What a great game of rugby league.
Yeah, brilliant game. You know, two great sides, contrasting styles. But again, just one mistake. You know, it only takes one moment of brilliance or one mistake. They took that opportunity, that one opportunity, and you can't give that opportunity for a drop goal for Gale. He is a specialist at it.
Well, tears and smiles sum up every cup final. But the tears are extra bitter and the smiles are extra broad today. They're building a stage now on the Wembley pitch where the Challenge Cup will be rested, and then the winning captain will go up and collect it. Winners' medals likewise. There's no lap of honour to be had because there's nobody here to acclaim the winning heroes. But all the emotion down on that field. Luke Gale's golden boot has won it for Leeds in a cup final we will always remember. They've beaten Salford by 17 points to 60.